welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles and welcome to our Sunday Chit Chat Q&A video. If you are new to this channel, on Sundays I read through questions, whether it be via email, text, DM, comments. I pick one question or one topic to go over and elaborate on. So if you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed and let's get right into the video. Okay, so today's question is going to be, what are the best lengths to keep on hand? Now, as a disclosure, this is my opinion. This is not law. You don't have to adhere to what I'm saying. It's just my opinion. I did get this question via email. I've been getting a lot of questions about having more inventory on hand and drop shipping as well. So a lot of people are wanting to, still drop ship and have hair on hand. And a lot of people are like, you know what? I've been drop shipping for a while. I think I'm really ready to go ahead and transition to wholesale. So whatever part you are in your business, Bad Shake Hair can definitely help. I can help if you have any questions. I've answered questions for people that even currently have another vendor. So I'm not like that at all. If you need any, if you have a general question, definitely send it in because it may be gone over, through our Sunday Chit Chat Q&A videos. And I'm more than happy to reply as well and kind of give you, some insight on what I think. But we're going to be going over what are the best lengths to keep on hand. Now, when I answer this question, I always, if you've communicated with me, then you may have noticed that I like to ask some questions sometimes because asking questions really helps me to make sure we're on the same page. And it also gives me more information as to what you're really wanting to do or what you're really wanting to find out. Being in sales, a lot of times what you'll figure out, not even just in the hair industry, but just in general, what you'll figure out is when you are owning or representing a company, even if you're at work, if you're put in a position where you're the expert, it doesn't mean that you're going to know everything, but it means that you want to make sure to the best of your ability that you're asking the right questions so that your client or customer or whoever you're working with feels like they accomplished and feels like they left with a sense of, okay, I understand what I asked, plus I got more out of it. So you always want to make sure that they're leaving with the best value. And I know you're probably like, she always talks about value, but value is so important in like every aspect of your life. One of the things that I would keep in mind is it depends on your purpose. Some people have hair on hand for different reasons. I can't assume that everyone's going to have hair on hand for the exact same purpose. There's people that have hair on hand because they strictly want to advertise. And when I mean advertise, they want to show their family, their friends, or they want to use a few bundles at a pop-up shop or an event that's going to be local. And there's other people that want hair on hand because they actually want to sell hair on hand as well as drop ship, or they want to sell hair on hand as well as online or whatever the case may be. But there's people that want hair on hand for different reasons. So my goal would be to figure out what's your purpose behind having hair on hand. So once I figure that out, is it only for, like I said, advertising, or are you planning on selling it, or what is it for? Are you wanting to test it yourself? What is this for? If someone comes to me and they're like, hey, what do you recommend as far as, I want to be able to feel the hair. I want to be able to see how it looks in person, but I'm on a fixed income and I don't really have all of the money to buy 4 bundles right now. What do you recommend? So at that point, I wouldn't recommend the same as I would to someone that's like, hey, I've been saving up and I'm ready to, have some hair on hand to sell to clients. They're two different scenarios. They're at 2 different budget points and they're looking for 2 different things. So the question may be the same, hey, what do you think I should keep on hand, or how do you think I should get bundles? But I have to dig deeper and try to figure out what my client or what the inquiry is really asking, if that makes sense. So kind of reading behind the lines. So if you're someone, the first scenario, if you're someone that just wants to kind of feel the hair and you want to see it in person, then I do offer 4-inch weft samples. So I would think that would be a better route for you. If you are someone that's looking to sell the hair, of course, you're not going to, sell the 4-inch samples as, bundles, because they're just 4-inch samples, 4-inch weft samples. But if you're looking at selling them, then I would say, okay, tell me a little bit more about your client base. Tell me a little bit more about your budget. And then from there, we would figure out how much she would need to have on hand. And we would come up with, something that works best. So, if you're, working with anyone, whether you're in sales, your own business, kind of ask some more discovery questions to figure out exactly what they're asking if you're not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and answer the question. So best lengths to keep on hand. Number 1, shorter lengths are cheaper. So if you're someone that is on a budget and you're like, hey, I just, I want to be able to show my friends, my family, this hair, I would definitely recommend getting 4 12-inch bundles in the lengths that you are planning on selling, and in the textures that you're planning on carrying to show at different events, and also your family and friends. So shorter lengths are definitely cheaper. So I would purchase at that point, maybe, like I said, 12-inch bundles. 10 inches are okay as well for excuse me, 10 inches are okay as well as far as samples, but I don't offer 10-inch. You know, when I was looking at the lengths that I wanted to offer and kind of evaluating, the 10-inch is really, really short. And I feel like it's I don't know, I would choose 12. Me personally, I would go with 12. But if you are working with a vendor that offers 10 inches and you want to try that as well, go ahead. But I just find that 12 inches, it allows you to see a little bit more, and the bundles are still pretty thick. Also, number 2, shorter lengths are most often used as samples. Typically, if you are wanting samples, the majority of the time the samples are going to be shorter lengths. That's just what it is. Depending on what you're looking to do, I may go a little bit longer. If you're looking at curling the hair, then I would probably do a little bit longer just so that you can kind of see the actual curls and the wand curl and how it holds and things like that. If you're looking at just wetting the hair, if it's like a deep wave texture, I'd probably get a shorter length. So it all depends on really what your purpose is and what your mission is for obtaining those samples and for keeping hair on hand. Also, you know, keep in mind when it's a shorter length, it may be more convenient to show people. So if you're in the car or if you're going to like Thanksgiving with your family or say Christmas or something like that, and you're like, okay, we're traveling and I really want my family to be able to see the hair that I'm offering, it's going to be easier, in my opinion, to kind of go ahead and pack up 12-inch bundles versus if you would have ordered like 30-inch bundles or 26-inch bundles. It's just easier to kind of just have the shorter bundles packaged up to take to other places. So in my opinion, like I said, it's easier to travel with shorter lengths because a lot of people, you know, especially with the longer lengths, a lot of people are going to want to run their fingers through it. And obviously, you know, you're in control of who runs their fingers through your samples or your hair. A lot of times, you know, it does attract more, attention, and it attracts more people, you know, actually wanting to play with it. So I keep the lengths that I keep on hand, as far as sometimes I do keep bundles in my car, would be a shorter length because it's going to allow you to see the texture. It's still going to allow you, if I want you to feel the hair, but it's not to the point where it's, you know, a long bundle that I have to take out and, you know, let you rake through. So I prefer shorter lengths as far as sample wise. Now, if you are someone that's looking to have hair on hand because you want to sell it, that's your main purpose. That's a lot of people's goal behind having hair on hand. I would recommend considering longer lengths. Why? Because longer lengths, in my opinion, they sell faster. A lot of people purchase longer lengths over shorter lengths. Of course, you'll have people that want shorter lengths for certain styles, maybe for the summer and things like that, but you'll have a lot of people that still cling to longer hair even for the summer. So if I'm looking at selling hair on hand, then yes, I would have the most popular textures and I would have the most popular length. During this time, like I mentioned, deep wave is a really, really popular texture. So I would have some deep wave bundles and longer lengths available. I would also have straight and body wave because they're very popular as well. But yeah, I would have longer lengths. You know, the cool thing with longer lengths is that you can always cut it if it's too long. You know, one of the, I guess, disadvantages is the bundles are thinner the longer you go. As far as the wefts, you know, you don't get as much hair the longer you go. That's why if you get like longer lengths, say 20 and longer, a lot of websites recommend you to get at least 3 to 4 bundles because the wefts are going to be less weft depending on the length of hair that you get. So the shorter bundles are going to be thicker, and I like that if you're looking at advertising because also it allows your customers to kind of see how the wefts are. You get more weft, so you get more to kind of play with. So it kind of allows them to see how the weft is, kind of feel it and things like that. And it gives you more hair to show because, like I said, the shorter lengths come with more weft, and the longer lengths, you know, the bundles are thinner because they're longer. So keep that in mind. Just to kind of sum it up, it depends, you know, to answer the question, what are the best lengths to keep on hand? It really depends on what your mission is. If you're going the sample route or going just like the event route, and you're just needing hair on hand to show, I would probably go with the shorter lengths. If you're going the route of, you know, hey, I want hair on hand because I want to sell hair, then I would lean more toward the longer lengths. When I say longer, I would start at maybe 18 on up because those are you know, popular lengths. A lot of people order 16, 18, 20, and then also a lot of people order like 24, 26, and 28. So those are like the most popular, in my opinion, the most popular length variations that are ordered. So it really just depends. I really hope this answered your question. If you have any other questions or any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.